guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be painting a forest digitally using my iPad Pro, Apple Pencil, and the app Procreate. And while I'm doing this little forest study, I am going to be giving you 10 reasons why I don't do commissions. And just to be clear, this is not a video bashing anyone that does commissions. These are just my personal feelings on commissions myself and the reasons why I choose not to do them. And before we get into that 100%, I just want to say that I'm kind of in a unique position, so I can be a little bit picky. I am a stay-at-home mom, so my husband is the breadwinner, so I kind of have free reign as to what I do with my art career. So obviously my circumstances are just a little bit different. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump in. And the first reason I don't do commissions is because I'm a special needs mom. At any given time, on any given day or moment, my life can do a complete 180 and just be impossible to get things done. And I mean, I'm assuming some people out here might have some special needs child or know a friend who has a special needs child, and sometimes it's just impossible to do the things that you want to do in those circumstances. And it's coincidentally, it's every time I try to take on a project, things just seem to blow up in my face and completely 100% challenge me, and I end up completely burning out. Moving on to reason number 2 why I don't do commissions is because I have anxiety. I actually have a high level of anxiety that I wasn't quite aware of. I have learned to manage my anxiety with certain practices and art therapy and things like that, but I choose not to put myself in extra stressful situations, like talking back and forth with a client to see exactly what they want, just anything that's out of my normal, if that makes any sense. Like, I am a true introvert. I prefer my own company. I like to stay at my own home. So any opportunity that I have to go out and be social is a high anxiety atmosphere for me, and dealing with clients is one of those things. And then, you have the stress of, in the back of your mind, are they going to like it? Are they not going to like it? Even though you do gradually show them the process and things like that, it's just, my anxiety is just too high to deal with that kind of stress. Moving on to reason number 3. And this is a weird one, but it's one of those things to where if I don't really want to do it, I'm not going to put 100% effort into it, and therefore it's not going to be my best work. I really have a hard time with this, and procrastination comes into play when it comes to doing stuff that I don't really want to do. And it just never, it never turns out the way it would have if it was a project that I was actually really excited about. So that's definitely a big reason for me, is that I always want to be improving in my artwork, and if I'm constantly doing things that I don't want to do, or doing repetitive things over and over and over again, it's not going to be my best work, and I'm not going to be proud of it at all. Reason number 4 why I don't do commissions is I'm afraid that I won't have time for personal work or personal projects. And I know that this might seem a little bit ridiculous, but I'm finding that the more artists that I watch on YouTube, like the big professional ones, the book illustrators, the ones that work for, animation studios and things like that, they want to have more time for their personal work, but because of their high demanding jobs, they don't have time for their personal work, and they always encourage people to do personal work, which I think is really great. So yeah, those are the things that, you know, like I really want to do. And those are the ones that you tend to improve on the most because you're most excited to do them. So you want to make sure that that is 100% your best work. Moving on to reason number 5. I have a fear of getting stuck doing the same thing. And I really don't want to be known for any type of commission work that I would have done. As great as these things are for people to purchase, I don't want to be known as a pet portrait person. And again, this is not knocking anybody that does pet portraits. This is just my personal, I don't want to do them because I don't want to be known for them. I have a tendency to have creative ADD, and my style is constantly evolving. My ideas pop into my head one after another sometimes, and I want to have time to do those things. And the fact is that if I'm so backloaded with any kind of commission works, portraits, or I mean, I'm assuming that's really the only commissions you can really get is doing portraits or pets, unless you're freelancing and working for clients and doing illustrations for different things like that. But I don't know, like I have a very set goal, and I always want to be improving. And if I'm doing the same thing over and over, like I said before, I just don't see how I can grow as an artist. And I want to have more time. And I also feel like I would get burnt out if I was stuck doing just one thing or one type of work and not having time to do personal work, like I said before. And moving on to number 6. And that is people always wanting free things. Now, because I don't do commissions at all, I just say flat out, I don't do commissions. I don't do work for anybody but myself. This is just where I'm going with it. I can direct you to other people that do those things, and they seem to be totally fine with that. But I've had a lot of people actually ask me for certain things, or, you know, they expect to throw you $10, $15 when you did 12 hours of work on a pet portrait or things like that. And it's just definitely not something that I like dealing with. And especially, you know, like you have like the nostalgia of it to where like you still want these people to like you, but you don't want to be a pushover. So you don't want to be a total jerk and be like, no, I'm not doing that for free. And it's like, I feel like I'm a really big softie in that case, to where people can tuck me into doing things that I don't really want to do. So I just automatically knew right off the bat that it was something that I definitely wasn't interested in. And because I don't do commissions at all, I just tell people flat out, I don't do commissions. I don't take requests. I don't do that. I do my own thing. If people like what they see and they want to buy that, then that's great. And if not, then I'm happy with the art that I created, and I'm not sitting here on stuff that people ask me to do that they never end up picking up or paying for or things like that. So sometimes just dealing with old people that you used to interact with and knew and went to high school with and things like that, it's just wanting so much from someone that they don't even talk to on the regular seems to be just a little bit disappointing in my mind. And don't get me wrong, there are people that have supported me in every endeavor that I have taken on, and actually purchased my items and were very interested in the things that I was doing and always encouraging. And those people know who they are, and they know that I will do these things for them if they did ask me for stuff. So that is that. That is reason number 6. And number 6 kind of ties into number 7. And number 7 is people trying to negotiate prices. This irritates me so bad. So bad. And it's not that, I mean, I don't do this. I don't do this to anybody. I don't ever ask for anything cheaper. If they want to offer me that because they know me, then that's something that I will graciously accept. I never find myself trying to ask for things for free, or negotiate prices or anything like that. It's just not in my nature, and it's not something that I like to be done with me, especially when it's already hard enough to actually figure out how much to charge for your art, and then you're finally happy with the amount that you've chosen. You think it's fairly reasonable, and you plan on putting a definitely decent amount of work into making this product look really great for this person. And then suddenly you're in this negotiating war, and it's just not something I'm willing to deal with at all for any reason whatsoever. And like I was saying before, I don't know why it's acceptable or why people think that they can ask for something that wasn't offered. Like if somebody wanted to do that for a discounted price, they would obviously have a sale or say, hey, you know, because I know you, I can do it for this price, etc., etc. And it's just, I'm not into the whole haggling thing. I know there's a time and a place for it, flea markets, garage sales, etc., you know, but there's just certain things that really irritate me to no end, and that is one of them. So moving on. And reason number 8 why I don't do commissions, and that is contracts. I don't speak legalese. I don't know the ways to properly protect myself and my investment in taking on a commission and things like that. I despise looking up contracts and how to do things, you know, a professional way, and then for some reason there's always a problem with a contract, or somebody doesn't agree with something in the contract and they want that changed. And I am just definitely not a paper pusher. I'm not a fan of that. I don't even want to waste time on doing something like a contract just to protect myself when, you know, what I'm supposed to do is a fairly simple task, and it turns into this giant mass of paperwork, and you know, and heaven forbid there be a problem, and you have to say, well, if you look back into your contract, you will see that this is what we agreed upon, and things like that. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of contracts. And we are finally at reason number 9 why I don't do commissions, and this one's probably not as big of a deal, but it's something that I fear if I were to take commissions on, and that is getting completely overloaded during the holiday season and being expected to get out a ton of commissions and get them mailed and shipped before the holiday season. That right there alone would just completely send my anxiety through the roof and completely burn me out for my holiday. And that is just something that terrifies me. Like if I were to open, I mean, I know you obviously have the option to limit what you can do, but you know, like you think you know how much time you have, and then you realize that you have to do holiday baking and decorating and spending time with your family, and before you know it, there's no extra time for you to actually relax and do some self-care before that time. And it's just definitely, it's something that I'm afraid of, but yeah, so that is number 9. And last but most certainly not least, reason number 10 why I don't do commissions is the simple fact that I just don't wanna. I don't want to do them at all. It's not something that I have any interest in whatsoever. So yeah, I choose to go about doing personal projects and personal work, and there's a lot of things that I have that I really, really want to do, and I really want to learn a bunch of things, and you know, doing commissions I think would definitely stunt my growth as an artist. just based on the way that I work, obviously. I feel like if I were to do commissions that I wouldn't like art anymore. It's always different when you have somebody telling you what to draw and when to draw and when you have to have it done versus really enjoying what you're doing. So having laid all that out for you, I am very curious to know what you guys think about doing commissions. Have you ever run into any of the problems that I have listed previously in this video? Are you currently doing commissions? And last but not least, do you like doing commissions? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say on this. Obviously, like I said, this is not a dig at anybody that does commissions. It's just the fact that I thought I would share why I don't like doing commissions. And I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my opinion about it. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching me create this forest study on my iPad Pro using the app Procreate. I'm really starting to get the hang of this app, you guys. I'm really digging it lately. So there's going to be more digital art to come soon. I'm going to show you guys the finished little study here. And I want to ask you if you would like to continue on this conversation over on Twitter. I would love to chat with you guys. There is my tag. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.